What's up, guys? This is Alex Van Houten with Defining Dad Bod. I hope you're doing well. I'm very excited about today's show. In honor of the New Year's resolutioners that are flooding the gym, I'm going to be sharing with you the Defining Dad Bod gym pet peeves. I promise there will be a little bit of gym humor mixed in with a gym etiquette 101 so that you can get a good chuckle, share with the people in your life that you know need to hear this, and you can join the discussion, and hopefully Pet Peeves Part 2 will be your pet peeves that are a little bit different from mine. Before getting into the show, I had several of you reach out to me about my conversation with Scott Brown. And in that conversation, he talked about cricket protein, but he also talked about supplementing with branched-chain amino acids. And I dropped a little bit of education on how valine, leucine, and isoleucine are helpful as amino acids in recovery and clinically shown to reduce delayed onset muscle soreness and speed recovery. So I had several of you reach out to me to ask if there was any specific kind of branched-chain amino acid that I recommend, and there is. It's tasteless, and I usually use electrolytes or Mio to add a little bit of flavor to the mix if that's what I want. But I'll put the link to that branched-chain amino acid in the description below if you want to pick some up for yourself for your post-workout recovery. Personally, I sip on branched-chain amino acids through the day when I'm unable to get a meal in a 4-hour window, and I also drink them during and after a particularly strenuous workout. If it's the kind of workout that I know will make me sore, I usually have branched-chain amino acids during the workout and within 15 minutes after. Which brings me to our last topic before gym pet peeves, and that is, what can you expect from Defining Dad Bod in the coming weeks? I'm excited to continue the Exercise in the Brain series. We're going to be on part 4, which is exercise and depression. There's a large body of research out there about the effects of exercise on depression and even some of the neurochemical things that happen in the brain that lead to depression. And so I'm excited to tackle that with you. Also coming down the pipes here, as I mentioned, branched-chain amino acids, I'm going to be talking about how to recover harder than you worked out. And last but not least, I have some special guests that I'm really excited to bring on, one of which is the founder of a company called Soma Kinese. With over 30 years of movement instruction and training experience, I'll be bringing you Miss Kayla Gidley, who is an instructor from the National Academy of Sports Medicine with me for a period of time and taught a few master's courses on exercise kinesiology and dance. We'll be discussing the link between the conscious, the subconscious, and the role that movement plays in uniting the two. There'll be some powerful terms thrown around that I'm sure you've never heard of, and we're going to challenge the role that movement plays in your mind with regard to health and fitness. The short of it is, your movement practice is way more than just burning calories and getting stronger in your lifts. Get excited. If you love what we're doing here at Defining Dad Bod, please stop by the Facebook review board or the iTunes review board and give us a raving review, and tell me and others how the Defining Dad Bod movement is inspiring and equipping you to lead a healthy way of life while working to leave a powerful legacy of health and fitness for your kids and your community. And if you're really, really stoked about what we're doing, stop by patreon.com/definingdadbod to support the movement. Every single dollar spent there goes to support the research, production, and distribution of shows and content just like this that are impacting this generation of leaders and parents all over the world. And by doing so, impacting the little ones who are watching us. If we do our job right, 20 years from now, health and fitness won't be a hard question. It'll just be something that people do to grow the foundation of their life on and spend their time and energy on bigger and better things. Now, without further ado, let's talk about how not to be that guy in the gym. What's up, guys? This is Alex Van Houten with Defining Dad Bod. I hope you're doing well. Today's a special day because I'm going to be sharing some of my top pet peeves from the gym for you. With over 15 years of experience hanging out in the gym setting, and not just hanging out for my own personal health and fitness, but working with clients as they pursue their own personal health and fitness goals, there are some things that really just get on my nerves when I walk into the gym setting. But I have to preface this list with two things. The first thing is this. I want you to understand that below the anger of the gym pet peeves here is a recognition that every single person who walked through the front doors of the gym today walked through the front doors and is trying to better themselves. Even if they are doing curls in the squat rack, or doing the Stairmaster the wrong way, or taking up a piece of equipment because they're scrolling through social media, They made the decision to come to the gym today when they could have sat on their couch and watched Netflix instead. And it is said that we are hardest on those we love best, and with that spirit, I will be ragging on some of those people in the show. I love you. You're doing a great job coming through the front doors of the gym today, but stop doing the things that are against Gym Etiquette 101. The second thing I'll say is this is by no means an exhaustive list. These are just Alex's top 8 ways to not be that guy in the gym. And so if you have a gym pet peeve that drives you bonkers, I would love to do a part 2 of this that are the gym pet peeves for the Defining Dad Bod audience. So if there's something I didn't cover here that really burns your butt, let me in on it and I'll bring it to the listeners in a few weeks. So in the spirit of good fun and a slight bit of annoyance, I bring you Defining Dad Bod's top 8 biggest gym pet peeves. Here we go. Number 1, curls in the squat rack. Though I will say that this list is not in any particular order, this is my biggest gym pet peeve of all time. Curls in the squat rack. Or really any other exercise that you could have done anywhere else other than the squat rack being done in the squat rack. Here's the thing. Strength training movements, especially the foundational strength training movements like a squat or a deadlift, are powerful and important movements that should be a part of just about everybody's workout program. That being said, there are only a few key places you can perform these movements well and under a significant load in the gym setting. One of those places is the squat rack. And no matter what gym you go to, squat racks are limited. So when you're at the gym and there are 3 squat racks and each one of them are taken up by people doing interesting circuits, pull-ups, weighted hip bridges, bent over rows, weighted lunges, and for the love of God, barbell curls, it tends to get under your skin. I just want to squat, or I just want to lead my client through some deadlifts. There are 12 other bars in this gym you could be doing pull-ups on. There are 30 other barbells you could be using for hip bridges. Why do you have to pick this spot, this one sacred, holy spot of squatting and deadlifting awesomeness to do your 7 moves? Here's the official Defining Dad Bod list of exercises for which you can take up a squat rack. Anything else can likely be done elsewhere. Number 1. Squats with the intensity of 20 repetitions or less. Number 2, deadlifts at the same intensity. And number 3, the Olympic lifts, primarily cleans, clean and jerk, and snatch. Almost every other exercise in the gym can be performed elsewhere. But what if I'm doing a superset, Alex? Or what if I'm doing a circuit? And in that superset or circuit, I'm doing squats and deadlifts. You know what? Fair enough. But use common courtesy and be aware and on the lookout for people who are obviously interested in using the squat rack. There is no better way to redeem yourself for taking up a squat rack for more than 10 to 15 minutes than finding somebody who's obviously waiting for you to be done and saying, "Hey, I'm almost done, but would you like to work in?" Even if they don't take you up on the offer. It's common courtesy. Gym Etiquette 101. So don't be the guy who uses the rack for anything less than awesomeness. And to the guy who's repping out bicep curls at 155 pounds with your body swinging and everything, we are not looking at you because we're impressed. We are staring and silently wishing that you'd wink out of existence so we could use the squat rack again. Number 2 on the Defining Dad Bod top 8 gym pet peeves is the towel claim. You'll notice several items on this list have to do with utilizing way too long of a rest period. 30 seconds is standard for endurance, 60 to 90 seconds is standard for hypertrophy, and if you're doing really heavy strength stuff, 3 to 5 minutes tops. But when you drape your towel on a bench and walk away to fill up your water bottle, use the bathroom, snap selfies for your Instagram, and chat with your gym buddies, you have forfeited ownership of your bench. And then what's worse, when you come back and I've started my set, you stand there awkwardly until I finish, so that you can inform me that this was your spot. That's bad form. Guess what? The universal sign for I'm still using this bench is a dumbbell or 2 on top or beside it, your water bottle on the support footing, and your sweating, panting self within 3 feet of the area. Anything less than that is not a claim on the equipment. I was here first does not constitute an unspoken social contract to make up for your lack of good planning or manners in the gym. And if that's you, the proper way to approach me at this point is, "Hey man, can I work in with you?" So this year, 2019, please don't be the guy who drapes the towel. Using the equipment in real time is a claim on the territory, and I would promptly and happily tell you, sure, you can work in with me. My rest periods currently are 1 minute. You can use them however you want. And on the note for rest periods, number 3 is social media scrolling. So what are you doing with your rest periods? Are you walking around? Are you supersetting another exercise? Are you watching a timer so closely that your muscles don't get one more second rest than they should? Well, all of those are acceptable and productive ways to spend the 30 to 90 seconds between average sets of stabilization, endurance, and hypertrophy. So what are you doing on your phone? Why are you hogging the leg press, the lat pull down, the hamstring curl, the T-bar row, or any other piece of equipment for that matter, while you scroll through Instagram, Pinterest, or Facebook? There really is nothing more frustrating than waiting on the piece of equipment that you want to use while somebody hogs it so that they can use it for an overly complicated chair by which to scroll through their social media. And as a trainer, there's a deeper pet peeve here, and that's this. We spend so much time in front of a screen on a regular basis, and a lot of people don't understand that to get the full benefit from your workout, you need to be very focused on your workout, not just during the sets, but even preparing yourself mentally in between the sets of work. And so not only is your social media scrolling keeping me from being able to use the machine that you're on while you use it for an overly complicated chair, but it's shooting the effectiveness of your workout in the foot. I hate it for you, I hate it for me, and I hate it for society at large. So get off your phone and use the equipment like it's supposed to be used. And if you just can't help but check your social media, make it a part of your workout. You could do a wall sit while you scroll through your social media. I promise that'll hold you to about 60 to 90 seconds of scrolling. Or you can do a plank while you scroll through your social media. In fact, I think that should be a new gym rule. If you're gonna scroll through social media, you owe Alex a wall sit. Hold up your body weight, let your quads burn, and go ahead and check through the likes on your Instagram. In the last rest period faux pas, on Alex's top 8 Defining Dad Bod gym pet peeves for 2019 is the lifting selfies and videos. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for pictures and videos that make you feel good about yourself. In fact, 20 years from now, I would love for you and your kids to be reminded about what you looked like when you were younger. Yes, your muscles even look better in gym lighting and immediately after a good resistance workout. Who can deny a great pump picture? I would go a step further and say motivation, no matter how silly it is, can drive you to greatness, and I applaud you for working at it. However, in most gym settings, you likely signed a contract that you would not photograph individuals without their consent. And every single time you snap a picture in the mirror and get everybody behind you, you're violating that agreement. What's even worse is that those selfies and videos generally end up on some social media site, and it's only a matter of time before that gets you into some sort of trouble with the person who did not want to be on your website. So, don't be that guy who has pictures and videos of people you don't know in the background of your flex pose. If you must do your vanity poses, go find yourself a private mirror or a private room so that you can get yourself some good fodder for your social media and your motivational needs. I see you, keep up the good work, but keep me out of your picture. Number 5 for the pet peeves. I think this is just me. I'm not really sure that I've ever heard anybody say that this drives them bonkers at the gym. But you know in most gyms where you have the double water fountain, the one that's a little taller and the one that's a little shorter, and you need a quick drink or you need to fill up your water bottle, so you go to the water fountain. And if you're like me and everybody else in the world over age 8, you generally go for the tall water fountain. But there's 2 of them, and in the middle of filling up your water bottle, somebody comes up behind you, and then they get in your personal bubble, like within a foot of your back. It's almost like you can feel them breathing on your neck, and they sit there and wait for you to fill up your water bottle. You scoot to the side, even give them a little space to use the short fountain, but for whatever reason, they will not use the short fountain. What's the deal with that? Is it somehow demeaning to use the short fountain? Does the water taste better out of the fountain that I'm using? Or on the deeper societal level, would it kill you to slide in? Say, hey, how's your workout going? Grab a sip of water and then return to your workout. Again, I think under my annoyance here is one of Alex's deeper pet peeves, which is the denial of our collective responsibility to make the gym a great place to be. If you're filling up your water bottle at the tall fountain, I'll scoot in beside you. And I'll say, hey man, what's up? Then I'll get a sip of water, and as I'm walking away, I'll pat you on the shoulder and say, have a good workout, man. Who knows? Maybe it's the trainer in me. Maybe it's spending hours and hours and hours in the gym setting, both for my own workout and for the workouts for others. But in interactions like that, I see an opportunity for us to smile at each other, knuckle bump, high five for being there, and go about our day feeling a little bit more like we found a tribe of people worth being around. You know, the people who are walking through the front doors of the gym, working to better themselves. And so, at the double stack water fountains, don't be the guy who stands in front of both of them when you're only using one, and don't be the guy who's too good to drink from the short water fountain. Speaking of making the gym a great place to be, number 6 out of my 8 top pet peeves at Defining Dad Bod in the gym is gym intimidation. So you're a boss with a jump rope. You can do single leg squats and a Bosu ball with your eyes closed. single arm pull-ups supersetted with back flip burpees just before leg pressing, the equivalent of a Volkswagen. Awesome! I'm proud of you. You're a beast. Keep up the great work. Just don't make a big, loud, grunting deal about it in the middle of the gym floor. While some of us are impressed and motivated by your beastliness, posting up beside the most novice gym goer, either by accident or on purpose, is more than likely demotivating for them. You know what's inspiring? Humility. Humility is inspiring. Arrogance is frustrating. Be cognizant of your surroundings, and if you happen to notice an audience in awe, take a second to take your headphones out, make eye contact, smile, and encourage them to keep working on their own goals. They're doing great just being there. And instead of a demotivating circus clown show-off, you could be an inspiring leader for them. Don't be the guy whose awesomeness discourages people. Use your powers for good and lift others up with your athleticism. My second to last top 8 pet peeves for defining dad bod in the gym is heavy weights with bad form. See, strength training is awesome for teaching the body to move effectively, both with and without a heavy load. Strength training can grow muscle, reduce pain, solidify movement patterns, heal injuries, boost good hormones, and change the way that you approach obstacles in life. But, and this is a big but, the kind of but you get from doing squats right, that kind of big but none of those benefits can be realized in full without proper execution of the lift. And what's worse, unfortunately, the worst offenders of heavy lifts with bad form aren't even doing it for the benefits I just stated. They've overloaded themselves, sacrificed form for nothing more than ego. And so those of us watching this happen in the gym are both frustrated for you and at you. It physically hurts to watch. Form is king. The only reason you should ever compromise form is if you have an experienced spotter and muscle failure was the purpose of the set to begin with. Don't be the guy who lets his ego drive his workout. Drop the weight if you have to, and focus on the quality of the movement. What's ironic about this is you'll likely develop better musculature because of the choice to drop the weight. And then you can revel in your ego poolside without the injuries. And speaking of bad form, I had to specifically rag on one piece of equipment. Number 8 on the list of Defining Dad Bod's top 8 gym pet peeves for 2019 is the Stairmaster tricep workout. Oh, the Stairmaster, machine of endlessly scrolling stairs that simulates Everest, but without the impossibly thin air and unforgiving snow. It's a great tool for cardio, an even better tool for training stubborn grit. That is, if you're using it right. See, the Stairmasters have rails on the sides for you to steady your balance and ensure you don't fall off. Good system. However, there are a vast majority of Stairmasterers who are not using the bars to steady themselves. Instead, you're holding yourself up completely with your arms while your feet and legs go through the motions of trudging up the stairs. You're missing out. If after a great Stairmaster workout you find yourself with sore wrists, sore shoulders, sore triceps, or sore anything else from the waist up, you are relying way too much on the rails and are missing out on the majority of your cardio and resistance benefits from using the stairs. Not to mention the terribly poor posture you're creating by tightening your pectoral muscles and riding your shoulders into your ears. This year, don't be the guy who turns the Stairmaster into an upper body workout. I challenge you to let go of the rails and use your own body to balance up the stairs. Is that too hard? Then slow the stairs down. I promise you'll get better with practice. So in 2019, don't be that guy. The gym is a place where we can all go to better ourselves, and I want you to be a part of the tribe. Don't be the one who ruins the positive mojo with poor kindergarten gym etiquette. Don't claim equipment with a towel and walk away. Don't use machines for overly complicated social media chairs. Don't take gym selfies with strangers in the background. Don't lift heavy weights with poor form. Don't do triceps on the Stairmaster. Don't be awkward at the water fountain. And don't gym-intimidate people. Oh, and let me not forget, please, for the love of all that is holy, don't do curls in the squat rack. This has been Alex Van Houten with Defining Dad Bod. Until next time, guys, kick butt, take names.